Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Mashbitz. Let's talk about the 2026 Royal Rumble. Who's going to win? Surprise entrances, Iron Men, Iron Women, most eliminations, and ultimately who is actually going to win the Royal Rumble for the men, for the women. Let's talk about it. I think the biggest surprise for the men's Royal Rumble match will be Chris Jericho. And of course, Triple H, like he always does, says this is a new era. There's going to be a ton of surprises. Everything's good. The game is going to change. Dude, Triple H, shut the fuck up. To be honest, you say that almost every single week in WWE. You tweet something new. It's biggest Raw of all time, biggest Royal Rumble of all time, biggest WrestleMania of all time. There's going to be so many different surprises. Oh my God, it's going to be a new era. The game is going to change. Just stop saying that. But I do think there are going to be a few surprises in the Royal Rumble. One question remains is will Finn Balor find a way into the Royal Rumble? Because on Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce said there's not enough spots left. So will Finn Balor find a way into the Royal Rumble? What would be cool is Chris Jericho's music hits, Y2J, break the walls down. Chris Jericho's about to come down the ring. Finn Balor beats the shit out of him, throws him to the side, enters the Royal Rumble in place of Chris Jericho, and that leads to a Chris Jericho-Finn Balor feud. Now, will that happen? I have absolutely no idea. Probably not, because Chris Jericho is going to be the biggest surprise entrant in the men's Royal Rumble match, and there's no way they're going to eliminate him and have Finn Balor join. But, so those questions remain. Will Finn Balor find a way into the men's Royal Rumble match? And will the biggest surprise entrant be Chris Jericho? I think yes to Chris Jericho. Not sure how they're going to play out the Finn Balor part. I also think Bianca Belair is going to return and be the biggest surprise entrant in the women's Royal Rumble match. I think in terms of most eliminations, you're going to see Jordynne Grace have a massive Royal Rumble match, and she's going to eliminate the most people on the women's side, maybe 6, 7, 8, something like that. And then on the men's side, we know that Obafemi is going to be in the Royal Rumble, and I think he's going to have an absolutely massive night, and that's going to sort of set him off on his career trajectory. I think in terms of all the people that NXT has brought over, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Obafemi is going to be the most successful, and the most successful quickly. I'm not a big fan of Trick Williams, and I'm not a big fan of Javon Evans. But I am a big fan of Obafemi, and I think he has a huge career ahead of him, and I think this Royal Rumble in 2026 is what sets him off, and so I could see him potentially eliminating somewhere between 10 and 12 opponents. I think that's huge, and I think you're going to have some Iron Men. On the men's side, I think Ilya Dragunov is going to be in the Royal Rumble match the longest. Stamina is going to eliminate some guys, might make it into the top 6, 8. I think that's going to be a big deal for him, but I think Ilya Dragunov is going to last over an hour in the men's Royal Rumble match. He's going to be your Iron Man and your Iron Woman. Last year, I think it was Roxanne Perez. I think she's going to be in the Final Four this year, but then I think Lyra Valkyrie is going to be the Iron Woman for the women's Royal Rumble match. So you're going to see Lyra and Ilya probably be either 1 or 2 to start the match, and they're going to last a very long time. I think Kit Wilson probably is going to be the first eliminated for the men, and I think Natalia or Natty, the Decimator, is going to be first eliminated for the women. So I think those are some predictions I have in terms of eliminations, Iron Women, first out, all that type of stuff. Now let's pick some winners. I think the most obvious answer for the women's side is Liv Morgan. She's been in almost every single Royal Rumble, maybe I think all of them. Her and Natty, I think, have been in all 8 women's Royal Rumble matches. And she's returned from injury. She's never won a Royal Rumble before. I think Liv Morgan this year, Royal Rumble 2026, Liv Morgan is your women's winner. I think that's a fantastic idea. I think she should go on to face whoever's the champion at WrestleMania, whether it's Stephanie Vacour, whether it's Jade. She's going to pick either one. She's most likely going to pick Stephanie Vacour, but it would make things a lot interesting. It would make things a lot more interesting if Raquel Rodriguez beats Stephanie Vacour for the women's world title on the Raw coming up after Royal Rumble, knowing that Liv Morgan won the Royal Rumble. Then you see the two partners collide in sort of a Triple H kind of Batista evolution moment where you see Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan start to feud and battle it out for that world title heading into WrestleMania. But ultimately, I don't know what's going to happen, but my prediction for the women's Royal Rumble side is Liv Morgan. And now I'm a little more not so sure on the men's side, right? You could say Sami Zayn, you could say Braun Breaker, you could say Jacob Fatu, you could say Gunther, right? You could say LA Knight. You could say Roman Reigns. You could say Cody Rhodes. You could say AJ Styles, right? There's a lot of picks in there. You could even say Finn Balor, right? The dude ended Monday Night Raw. He's not officially in the Royal Rumble. He makes it in the Royal Rumble somehow, some way, and then ends up winning it and goes on to face CM Punk at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. Could happen. Now, here's a scenario, right? It's like you have Sami Zayn is going to lose earlier in the night to Drew McIntyre. He then enters the Royal Rumble and wins, right? Because the fans really love Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia. So he loses that match to Drew McIntyre. They're kind of sad. But then he enters the Royal Rumble and ends up winning the thing. And you throw them for like this whole whirlwind of emotion. Could potentially happen, right? Or Gunther retires AJ Styles earlier in the night. So AJ Styles is done. He doesn't even get to enter the Royal Rumble. Maybe that's how Finn Balor enters the Royal Rumble. He takes AJ Styles' spot, and maybe he ends up helping Gunther. So there's so many different scenarios there. But let's say Gunther beats AJ Styles. So the crowd now really hates him. Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles. And then Gunther enters the Royal Rumble late, very late, like 27, 28, 29, 30, and then ends up winning it to capture even more heat to capitalize on beating John Cena and retiring AJ Styles. And now he's won the Royal Rumble, and then hopefully he goes to WrestleMania, beats the shit out of CM Punk, and wins back the World Heavyweight Championship. So then you could have Gunther winning as a capitalization on all the heat that he's garnered via beating John Cena and retiring AJ Styles earlier in the night. You could also easily convince me that LA Knight could win, right? He is going to return at the Royal Rumble. You could easily convince me that LA Knight could win and go on to face CM Punk at WrestleMania. I don't see a reason for Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes to win. I think Roman Reigns should just challenge Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania, and they should clash. I think Cody Rhodes should stay out of the title picture. I think him and Randy Orton should feud. You could easily convince me that Jacob Fatu might win, and you could easily convince me that the vision actually comes together to basically force the fact that Braun Breaker wins the Royal Rumble and faces CM Punk at WrestleMania. So who am I going to go with? My top pick is Gunther. My second pick is Braun Breaker. My third pick is Jacob Fatu, and my fourth pick is LA Knight. Those are my top picks. So I'm going to go with Gunther, but I'm not 100% convinced about that. I just gave you a bunch of scenarios. So those are really my picks for the Royal Rumble, the 2026 Royal Rumble. I think it's going to be an amazing show. I'm excited to watch it. It's cool that it happens in the middle of the day, so I don't have to stay up late at night to watch it. But come back to this channel for your post-Royal Rumble reactions and to see if I got anything right in my predictions. But let me know what you think is going to happen at the Royal Rumble in the comments down below. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.